It's Coach Czar, and it's another Mental Monday. I get a lot of questions. One of the biggest questions I have is, Coach, what's the mindset should I have for the match? I like to think of it in chains. We should have attacks. We should have attack plans. We should have attack chains. Think of it as a cascade. We should have at least 3 plans on our feet, 3 plans on the mat on the top, 3 plans on the mat on the bottom, okay? It's based on what you're given, what's in the match, to dictate which one of those chains you'll use. But you have to have those locked down. You have to know them inside and out, because when that opening happens, when you create that opening to make your chain happen, you go into your sequence and you don't finish until you are done and you've achieved control. You're saying, well, Coach, that sounds like super simplified. Well, it really is. You need to focus on what you can do. When you step on the mat, you need to embrace the wrestler. You need to play that role. You need to embody that role. You know, if I'm standing on a hardwood floor, I'm just an everyday Joe. But the minute my feet hit the mat, I do a mental transformation. I embody the role. I wear the hat. I walk differently. My step is different. My gait, even my stance. Even an old guy like me changes his stance a little bit. But you have to do that every time. And you have to use practice in order to get that routine down. If we practice that every day, it becomes habit. And why would you want to practice it the wrong way? Okay? So we need to make the best opportunity of when we have practice to practice practicing, okay? We need to get in that mental state. We need to, when you walk into the room, you wipe your feet, you wash your hands, you step onto the mat, and you transform. You become that wrestler. You're not so-and-so's son, so-and-so's daughter, Joey's buddy, Billy Bob. You know what? None of those roles matter. You become a wrestler, and you think like a wrestler. You develop your chains. They are your chains. You control the match, okay? You develop your chains. That's what practice is for. Once you have those chains, you're armed and dangerous, because you have those here, okay? When you get that opportunity, when you get that certain tie-up, when you get that certain lock, when you get that certain look from your opponent, you go into your attack. It has nothing to do with them. The only thing that an opponent really serves is they're in your way, and you have to eliminate. You have to have the resolve that these are going to work. And the way you do that is you work them at practice. You know, there's nothing more frustrating than a coach that watches a kid doing Jap Wizards and fireman's carries all day badly, and then turn around and try one in a match. Look at the percentages. They're not there. Work on stuff that works. When you do something and it feels right, you hit it, and you're like, oh my gosh, it worked. That should be a light bulb. Remember how it felt. Remember how deep you were. Remember how their momentum was reacting. You want to recreate that situation. Get into your cascade. Take control of your match. If you can do anything on this Mental Monday, remember, I'm in charge. See you next week.